Hey, this is Sean from the Ergo Builds. Today I wanted to share with you how I built this compact size ergonomic table saw workbench from scratch. I have been using it for more than a year now, although it does have some wear and tear, but I still love it. So let's get started.
First of all, let's talk about the size. As you can see here, I have a very small workshop. It only have 11 by 13 feet, and it's impossible for me to put a full-size workbench, which is 4 by 8 feet. However, I would choose to go with 34 by 48 inch. But why 34? Because of the door here, it's a little bit larger than 34 inches. So it's easier for me to move the cart outside of the workshop and then work on some large materials. And the height of its custom built workbench is 36.5 inch. And just give you a side-by-side comparison of the original stand, which is 3.5 inch lower than mine. If I'm cutting material on the original one, I need to lower my body. However, with my new workbench, I can pretty much fit any materials comfortably and standing straight, which is more ergonomic and is good for my back.
The material we're going to use in this project are 2x4s, MDF, and some random Amazon casters, plus some miscellaneous stuff like screws, etc. The tool I'm going to use are this table saw, the miter saw behind me, you can have circular saw, and screwdrivers, impact drivers, plus this jigsaw and the routers. I will link all the tools and material in the video description, and I will share my price breakdown at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
Alright, let's start the building process. This is very easy for beginner like myself. The first step here is cutting a few 2x4s for the base, or you can say the footer. After a quick dry fit, I will create pocket holes for assembly and use 90-degree corner brackets to ensure it perfectly squared. I will then repeat these steps for all 4 corners. Next, I will double check the positions for the one that goes into the middle. Once again, use 90-degree bracket and secure it with pocket holes. I continuously double check the measurement to ensure accuracy and prevent any mistakes. I will be very honest here, I often make mistakes with the measurement, so I want to ensure we start off on the right foot. Now I'm adding an extra strip here to create a foundation for the platform that will support my table saw, which I will get into that soon. Here I place 2 2x4s under my base to ensure a flat surface, as I'm not entirely confident on my force. Next, I will cut 4 pieces of wood, each measuring 21 inches in length, to construct the platform. I secure those pieces in place using brad nails and check for level. Once I have confirmed that all 4 posts are level, I reinforce them with screws to ensure they're nice and sturdy. Now you'll see me put down the workbench to focus on constructing the top of the platform. I'm using the actual piece itself to mark the lines instead of relying on my tape, so that I don't need to worry about remembering the round numbers in my head. The steps involved are quite simple. I just need to cut 4 pieces to wrap around the top section of the platform, ensuring they are level and squared. And let's do a dry fit for my table saw. Look, the size is matched and the height is comfortable. The DW7451 has a unique shape on the side that isn't a complete square. Therefore, I will need to apply some framing to fill those areas for the tabletop we are going to build later. I will add 2 pieces of wood and offset by 5/8 of an inch. That the MDF table's top I'm going to place over it will be flush with the table saw. Now I just need to attach 5 more pieces to the framing and prepare for my tabletop. Then, when I laid the MDF over it, guess what? Despite paying close attention to the measurement, I still missed about 1/8 of an inch for those 2 supporting woods. What I'm going to do next is to cut 2 thin pieces and place them on top of it. After double checking the level, I will use some wood glue to secure them in place. Next, I'm going to join all the horizontal pieces together. This will make our framing look more structurally sound. You might have noticed that the 2 standalone supporting wood posts don't connect to any horizontal pieces yet. So to adjust this, I have found a scrap piece and used my table saw to cut out about 1.5 inches on both ends. This will allow it to serve as a solid connector. Additionally, I have added another short scrap piece to connect it with the left horizontal framing. Our framing finally looks like a whole solid piece, and let's begin working on the MDF tabletop. I have already pre-cut the entire sheet, which is 4 by 8 feet, down to 34 by 48 inches. Now I just need to cut out a section around 21 by 24 inches to surface my table saw. I purposely leave some space to avoid overcutting, and then I use my hand saw to complete the cuts. Let's take a closer look after putting back the table saw. We need to make sure that the tabletop also fits the unique shape on the left. Here I will do a quick measurement and cut off the tabletop to fit that shape around the table saw. At first, I attempted to use my hand saw, but it wasn't very efficient, so I switched to my jigsaw. Let's realign the table saw once more. Look at how satisfying the fit is right now. The next challenge we're facing is that the rack and pinion fence rail will hit the tabletop when we attempt to adjust the fence. So we need to figure out how to cut out a small section to allow it to pass through smoothly. So I just pencil mark the shape of the rail and flip the tabletop over and use my router to cut out that small section. Now we can smoothly adjust our rack and pinion fence, and we're pretty much done with all the cuttings. One small adjustment I made is to add a little wood piece to the bottom of the table saw legs to level the working surface. Then I did a quick dry run and it looks pretty good. Here I flipped the entire workbench to install some $10 casters from Amazon. The one I'm using has breakers, allow me to keep the whole thing stable. I will have the link in the description. After that, I performed some light sanding on the tabletop, followed by vacuuming and applying some polyurethane. Once everything got dried, I cleaned my tabletop with the framing and secured it using some corner braces and half-inch screws.
And there you have it, our ergonomic compact size table saw workbench. Then I tested with a few test cuts and it works well.
Now it's time to talk about the price. I used 8 2x4s, which bring us $26, and a section of a 4 sheets of 5/8 MDF just by calculating the areas I'm using, which only takes $12.50, and plus a random caster from Amazon, which brings the total cost to $50.5. Hey, this is Sean. Hope you enjoyed the video, and this is the first one I uploaded into this channel. So if you're looking for more woodworking, IKEA hack, or other DIY stuff, consider subscribe. And I will also trying to make things more ergonomic. So hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.